In this video, I'll be showing you guys which is the best pink diamond captain to take from every single division for the Galactic Conqueror Spotlights. As you guys can see, there's going to be 6 different divisions: the Atlantic, the Central, the Southeast, the Northwest, the Pacific, and the Southwest as well. And as you guys can see, there is going to be a Southwest captain option pack, and basically you can only pick one pink diamond from the 5 available. So for example, in the Southwest, there's Kenny Smith, Trevor Ariza, Dory Finney-Smith, Dylan Brooks, and Matt Bonner, and you can only take one of these cards, right? So that's a little bit disappointing in my opinion, but that's just how 2K did it. And then same thing for all of these divisions as well. So in this video, I'll be showing you guys which player to be taking, because you don't want to be grinding all of these challenges and it takes super long to get a pink diamond, and you don't want to be taking the wrong guy. So in this video, I'll be showing you guys all the different cards and which ones you guys should be taking as well. First division we're going to be looking at is going to be the Atlantic division. We got Antoine Walker, we got Jason Kidd, we have Tobias Harris, OG Anunoby, and Mitchell Robinson as well. So these are going to be the 5 cards that you guys can choose from in the Atlantic division, and I'm just going to quickly be showing you guys their stats and badges and which card I'd be taking. So OG Anunoby does look to actually be a pretty good small 46'7" with a 7'2" wingspan, and he just looks to be another type of Galaxy Super Quad Liner card, which they are 6'7", which I wish they could play the shooting guard position. He's got a jump shot and quick timing though, which same thing on his diamond version. He's got the MJ dribble style, so I mean the card's going to be very similar to his diamond version. I would say he's probably one of the better choices from the Atlantic division. All around though, OG going to be a very good defender. Next card here is going to be Pink Diamond Mitchell Robinson. He's a center, 7'1" with a 7'2" wingspan. I can just tell you guys right off the bat, unless you're a Knicks fan or you just want a really good inside big, I don't think this card's going to be that good at all, because he can't shoot threes. He's kind of slow, but he's going to be a good defender though, and good at finishing around the rim. Unless you're a Knicks fan or you really want a good inside big, I would probably stay away from Mitchell Robinson. Next one is going to be Tobias Harris, who, I mean, on paper doesn't look to be a bad small 40, 6'9" with a 6'11" wingspan. Stats wise, I think he's just very average in my opinion. He's not really going to excel at anything necessarily, except for maybe his 3-ball rating. Having a 92 3-ball, 94 mid-range, does have his jump shot on quick timing, but no really good dribble sigs, no good dribble style, no good size up in the card. All he has is the Kobe Bryant escape, which I mean is okay, but for me, I think OG is just a better small forward than Tobias Harris, so I'd probably stay away from him as well. And then the next one here is going to be Jason Kidd. For me, I think it's probably between Jason Kidd and OG Anunoby. He's a great defensive point guard. He's 6'4" with a 6'8" wingspan. He's going to be such a good defender, and he can actually dunk the ball now, because if you guys remember on his other diamond version, his 93 overall takeover card, this card couldn't really dunk, and that was one of the biggest flaws with this card. But defensively, I mean, this card's going to be a monster. He can actually dunk the ball now. He's got a faster jump shot on quick timing. He's got the Trae Young dribble style. So I think it's really between Jason Kidd and OG Anunoby. Antoine Walker, I don't think he's really that great. Maybe if you're a Celtics fan, you can take him if you wanted to. For me, I would say go OG Anunoby, unless you really do need a point guard. If you need a point guard, Jason Kidd is very nice, but in the Atlantic division, for me personally, I would take OG Anunoby. Now talking about the next division here, which is going to be the Central, we got Vin Baker, we got Cedi Osman, we got Miles Turner, we got Kirk Heinrich, and we have Bob Lanier as well. Now Bob Lanier, I don't think is going to be anything too crazy. He kind of looks similar to a guy like Willis Reed at the power forward spot. I think he's an okay power forward, but Willis Reed is probably going to be a lot better in my opinion, because I know he has a way better jump shot. Defensively, I mean, the card's going to be okay, not a great defender, so Bob Lanier probably not going to be the best choice. Next one here is going to be Kirk Heinrich. He's a point guard, shooting guard, 6'4" with a 6'6" wingspan. I mean, actually a very good defender, like 95 steal, 95 lateral quickness, 94 perimeter is nice on the card. So depending on his jump shot, which like I said, I don't know most of these jump shots, but if his jump shot's good, he might actually be a very solid card, and maybe the card you guys should be taking from the Central division. Next one here is gonna be Miles Turner, who I think is probably the best option. He's a center power forward, 6'11" with a 7'4" wingspan, and Miles Turner is always a great card in my team. He's got a 95 interior defense, 97 block. He's got 85 speed, 85 acceleration, which is nice. He's super fast for either the center or the power forward position as well. And then jump shot wise, it's only on normal timing, which probably is the biggest flaw about the card, but it's still a good jump shot. So in my opinion, I think Miles Turner is going to be the best choice. Cedi Osman though is actually a sleeper pick, I'm not going to lie. Cedi Osman is actually very, very nice. Like, he honestly, depending on this jump shot, could be better than a guy like Miles Turner, because he's got the MJ dribble style, the Kyrie Irving size up, he's got the John Wall escapes, who's got some amazing sigs for a 6'7" shooting guard who's actually a very solid defender. So for me, I wouldn't go Vin Baker, I wouldn't go Bob Lanier. Kirk Heinrich is okay. For me though, I would say it's really between Miles Turner and Cedi Osman. And is it crazy to say Cedi Osman might actually be a little bit better? It does depend if you need a shooting guard or a center for your team or a power forward. I think Cedi Osman might actually be the better card. So in my opinion, I think for this Central division, Surprisingly enough, I really want to go Miles Turner. I think you could go either card. For me though, I think I'm going to go, honestly, Cedi Osman. I think he's an amazing shooting guard and maybe just a little bit better than Miles Turner. Now for the next division here, guys, is going to be, I believe, the Southeast or Southeast division. We got Udonis Haslem, we have DeAndre Hunter, we have Wes Unseld, and then we have Marcin Gortat, and we have Del Curry as well. Now Del Curry might be the best choice to take from it because I did a gameplay earlier today, you guys might have seen, on DeAndre Hunter, and his jump shot just so slow. But Del Curry is a really good point guard. He's 6'5" with a 6'8" wingspan. Offensively, I mean, the card is going to be really nice. So for me, I think this probably is the best card to take because he has the MJ dribble style and the Steve Francis size up as well. I'm not going to really go, too into detail. If it's a pretty obvious choice, I think I'm probably just going to go Del Curry because Marcin Gortat really isn't going to be that good of a card. I mean, Wes Unseld, he's just a bit undersized, but he's a good power forward. I will say he's only 6'7", but he is going to be a really nice power forward with a pretty solid jump shot with a Kobe Bryant base and has the MJ dribble style and the normal leaner. So Wes Unseld could be really nice, but for me, it's probably between DeAndre Hunter and Del Curry. And I would say DeAndre Hunter if this jump shot was somewhat usable. DeAndre Hunter is such a good card stats and badges wise, and actually has some pretty decent dribble sigs, but man, that jump shot, I know it's on quick timing, but in game it is super slow. So I think for me, with the Southeast division, I would say take Del Curry. So for the East, guys, the 3 pink diamonds I'd recommend is going to be OG Anunoby from the Atlantic. From the Central, I would take Cedi Osman, and then from the Southeast, I would go Del Curry. Now working into the West here, first division I believe is going to be the Northwest. We got Jamal Murray, right? Is that the first one? Yeah, Jamal Murray. We got Carlos Boozer, Rudy Gobert, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Dennis Johnson. Now looking at Dennis Johnson, I've heard he's actually a pretty good point guard. He's 6'4" with a 6'7" wingspan. He's going to be an amazing defender, 97 steal, 97 lateral quickness, 97 perimeter, and a 90 interior defense. So honestly, a great point guard on the defensive end. He's also got an 85 driving dunk. He's super fast, 95 speed, 95 acceleration, and does have a 95 speed with ball. I think for me, it really just comes down to his jump shot. If you guys maybe use this release and know about it, you can let people know down in the comment section down below. But I think for me, yeah, because he's actually got some good dribble sigs. I think Dennis Johnson is up there for being the choice to take here. LaMarcus Aldridge, I think, is going to be probably the more easier card to use and just the probably better all-around card. I'm not exactly sure though, because he is going to be a really good power forward. So I'd say LaMarcus Aldridge is another really good choice. Those first two guys I think are going to be really good. Rudy Gobert, kind of same thing as Mitchell Robinson. If you're maybe a T-Wolves fan or a Jazz fan, or you want a really good inside big, then you could go Rudy Gobert, but I don't think he's even close to guys like LaMarcus Aldridge or Dennis Johnson. So I'd probably stay away from Rudy Gobert. Carlos Boozer, I don't think is going to be really anything crazy unless his jump shot is amazing. I mean, he's 6'9" at the power forward spot. He's going to be an okay defender. He just looks kind of average, so I'd probably recommend not going for Carlos Boozer. And then Jamal Murray, he is going to be the last choice, I believe. And Jamal Murray would actually be a really good point guard, except the fact that they put his jump shot on slow timing. So right off the rip, you can't have your point guard having slow, even though his offensive stats might be really nice. I mean, the card's got a slow jump shot. So for me, I would say probably go LaMarcus Aldridge or Dennis Johnson. And actually, unless you don't need a point guard, I would probably go Dennis Johnson. I do think he's the best card from the Northwest division. Now, next division here, guys, is going to be the Pacific. We got Tyreke Evans, who's probably the best choice. We got Michael. I'm not going to try to pronounce that last name. Third one is going to be Chris Mullen, who could be a really good sharpshooter. We got Dan. And then last one we do have is Cedric Sabuls. We just got Cedric, man. That's probably the hardest division to pronounce. I'm not going to lie. I know I suck at pronouncing names, but that is a really hard division to pronounce. But looking at Tyreke Evans here first, he's going to be a small forward point guard. He's 6'6" with a 6'11" wingspan, and he might be the best choice from the Pacific division. He's going to be super fast, 95 speed, 95 acceleration, good at going to the rim with an 85 driving dunk, 92 vertical. So I think on paper, he's probably the best choice. I mean, we will quickly look at the other ones. Like, I don't think this Michael card, I mean, he might be okay. It really comes down to his jump shot, which he does have. Okay, hold on. He does have the David Robinson base on quick timing. He's also got Al Horford upper. So I think that's the same jump shot as Joe Smith. It is, right? So he's got the same jumper as Joe Smith for your 7-foot power forward who can play good defense. Honestly, he might be the best card. He might be better than a guy like Tyreke Evans. I'm not exactly sure. Probably him and Tyreke Evans is going to be the decision. Chris Mullen, I mean, he is going to be a really good sharpshooter and probably really fun to use in game, just because he's going to be able to pull from pretty much anywhere, and he does have the curry behind the back. So I think Chris Mullen is a fun card to use, but I like that Tyreek's and that Michael card a lot better. Dan, I think is okay. He's just a little bit, not undersized for the shooting guard position, but I don't think he really does anything too crazy on the court. And I think Tyreek Evans and that Michael Carter are just going to be a little bit better. And then same thing with Cedric. I mean, another 6'6" shooting guard, very solid all around card. Like, I really wish you could have all these cards on your team, but unfortunately they're only letting you have 5. So for me, I think, or you're only allowed to pick 1, sorry, from each division, which is a little bit disappointing because I really wish you could have all these cards that I'm talking about. For me though, it's between Tyreek Evans and Michael. Honestly, I think with how many good power forwards we've gotten into my team recently, I think you probably want to go Tyreek Evans because he's a 6'6" point guard. And if you already have Yi and you're grinding for KG, then you don't really need to use a guy like Michael. Now, he could play the center position. I'm not exactly sure what his player model looks like in game, so that one really comes down to what you need for your squad. But I think Tyreek Evans probably a little bit better as just overall as a card. And then guys, the last division here is going to be, I believe, the Southwest division. It's going to be Dylan Brooks. It's going to be Trevor Ariza, I heard is really good. Dorian Finney-Smith is very similar card to Trevor Ariza. Matt Bonner, and I think the last one is Kenny Smith. So starting with Kenny Smith here, he's actually not a bad short point guard. He's 6'3", only does have a 6'3" wingspan though, which is a little bit disappointing, but I will say stats wise, actually not going to be that bad of a card. I think he's pretty solid. I would say we do have some pretty good cards here in the Southwest division. Matt Bonner, he's okay of a card. Like, he's another power forward who's 6'10". So I think a lot of power forwards I'm kind of not going to be recommending, because if you already have Yi and you're grinding for Kevin Garnett, you're not going to need most of these power forwards. So for me, Matt Bonner, really not going to be the best. I think for this one, guys, I will just say it right away. I think Dylan Brooks is not that bad depending on his jump shot. I have heard his jump shot really isn't the best. So for me though, I think it's really between Trevor Ariza and Dorian Finney-Smith, because this Ariza card is an amazing small forward in the defensive end. He's just going to be super well rounded. I do have to see what his jump shot does look like in game, but he does have the MJ dribble style, so at least I know he can move a little bit. And then Dorian Finney-Smith is basically going to be the same card. I mean, they're very similar at the small forward and power forward position. I think for me, guys, I would personally probably go with Trevor Ariza as the card from the Southwest, but you guys can let me know who you would take between Trevor Ariza or Dorian Finney-Smith. So just to recap it, guys, a little bit, the card I would take from the Atlantic division, which is obviously the first one. I'll just scroll here. The first one I would take is going to be obviously OG Anunoby. From the Atlantic division, from the next one, which I'm pretty sure is the Central, I would take Cedi Osman. And then from the, I think it's Southeast, or yeah, Southeast, I would go with the Del Curry. And then from the next division, I would probably go, I think that one was Dennis Johnson. Yeah, I'd probably go Dennis Johnson. And then for the next one, I would go Tyreek Evan. And then the final one here, I would probably go with Trevor Ariza. I might be missing somebody. Let me just count. Trevor Ariza, Tyreek Evan, Dennis Johnson, that's 3, then Del Curry 4, yeah, and then Cedi Osman 5, and OG Anunoby 6. So yeah, guys, that's all of the Pink Diamond captain cards I'd be taking from each division. Let me know in the comment section down below, maybe some different choices you guys will make, and let me know what you guys think about all these cards in the comment section down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.